The news surrounding Jungkook and Taehyung's disagreement with HYBE has sparked significant discussion across the K-pop community and international media. To those unfamiliar with the dynamics of the South Korean entertainment industry, such conflicts might appear sudden or unexpected. However, the relationship between artists and management companies has always been a delicate balance, particularly in an industry as highly structured and globalized as K-pop. In order to fully understand why this moment is important, it is essential to first provide context: who Jungkook and Taehyung are, the influence of BTS as a whole, and HYBE's central role in shaping their careers. BTS, short for Bangtan Sonyeondan or Bulletproof Boy Scouts, debuted in 2013 under Big Hit Entertainment, a relatively small agency at the time. What began as a group of 7 young men with dreams of making it in the highly competitive Korean music industry evolved into one of the most influential pop groups of the 21st century. With a global fanbase known as ARMY, BTS's success has extended far beyond traditional music charts. They have broken records on Billboard, performed at the United Nations, and contributed significantly to South Korea's soft power worldwide. Among the 7 members, Jungkook and Taehyung stand out for both their talent and distinct personalities. Jungkook, the youngest member, often referred to as the Golden Magne, is recognized for his versatility as a singer, dancer, and producer. His solo ventures and collaborations have demonstrated his ability to adapt across musical genres. Taehyung, or V, is equally prominent, admired for his deep vocal tone, artistic flair, and ventures into acting and fashion. Together, they embody much of BTS's wide appeal, a combination of musical skill, charisma, and individual artistry. Over the years, the relationship between BTS and their management company has evolved significantly. Big Hit Entertainment, later rebranded as HYBE Corporation, transformed from a small agency into one of the largest entertainment conglomerates in South Korea. HYBE's success is inextricably linked to BTS, and vice versa. Through strategic decisions, innovative fan engagement platforms, and global marketing, HYBE built BTS into a cultural powerhouse. Yet as both the company and the group have grown, so too has the complexity of their relationship. The reported disagreement between Jungkook, Taehyung, and HYBE comes at a critical juncture. BTS members are in different phases of their careers, with military service obligations, solo projects, and group activities all needing to be carefully coordinated. HYBE, as a corporation, faces immense pressure to maintain financial growth, diversify its portfolio, and manage public expectations. This creates a situation where artistic goals and corporate strategies may not always align. For fans, known collectively as ARMY, this situation is especially significant. BTS is more than just an idol group. They are cultural icons who represent resilience, authenticity, and artistic freedom to millions worldwide. When 2 of its most beloved members are perceived to be in conflict with their management company, it raises questions not only about the future of the group, but also about the balance of power between artists and agencies in the K-pop industry. Historically, the South Korean idol system has been characterized by strict contracts and limited autonomy for performers. Agencies provide training, resources, and promotion, but often exercise significant control over artists' schedules, music, and public image. BTS, however, has long been presented as a group that broke away from this mold by having greater involvement in their music production and creative decisions. The current dispute challenges this perception and suggests that even a globally dominant group is not immune to internal tensions with their management. Framing the issue, it is useful to note that disagreements between artists and agencies can take many forms. They can involve financial arrangements, creative control, scheduling conflicts, or differences in long-term vision. For Jungkook and Taehyung, the specifics have not been publicly disclosed in full detail, but the implication is that HYBE's recent decision, whether about project timelines, album releases, or promotional strategies, was met with resistance from the 2 artists. What makes this development particularly noteworthy is the timing. BTS, as a group, is currently navigating a transitional period marked by military service, solo debuts, and questions about when and how they will reconvene for full group activities. HYBE is under scrutiny from both investors and fans, as the company's financial performance is heavily tied to BTS's continued success. Any sign of discord could potentially affect stock prices, public trust, and the group's long-term cohesion. Internationally, this story resonates beyond the K-pop fandom because it reflects universal themes in the entertainment industry: the tension between creative freedom and corporate strategy, the challenges of sustaining long-term careers in a fast-paced market, and the influence of global fan communities in shaping narratives. In the case of BTS, the scale of their success means that such internal conflicts are magnified on a global stage. Therefore, the introduction of this article sets the stage for a detailed exploration of the issue. In the chapters that follow, we will examine HYBE's decision in depth, analyze Jungkook's and Taehyung's possible perspectives, consider HYBE's reasoning, and assess the reaction of ARMY and the broader media. By doing so, the aim is not to speculate or sensationalize, but to provide a comprehensive and neutral account of why this disagreement matters, what it reveals about the state of K-pop, and what the future might hold for both the artists and their agency. In short, the story of Jungkook and Taehyung challenging HYBE's decision is not merely about a single disagreement. It is about the evolving dynamics of power, creativity, and business in one of the most influential cultural movements of our time. To understand the disagreement between Jungkook, Taehyung, and HYBE, it is essential to examine the decision at the core of this conflict. Although HYBE has not issued a comprehensive public disclosure detailing every element of the situation, available reports, insider commentary, and fan analyses provide a framework for understanding what is at stake. The issue is complex because it involves overlapping factors: creative control, scheduling, financial planning, and the balance between individual freedom and collective responsibility. HYBE Corporation, formerly Big Hit Entertainment, has grown from a small music label into a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. Its rapid expansion has included the acquisition of several other entertainment companies, such as Pledis Entertainment, Source Music, and Ithaca Holdings, which manages Western artists. This diversification has placed HYBE in a position where it must carefully distribute resources and attention across multiple artists while maintaining its reliance on BTS as the cornerstone of its financial success. Thus, any decision regarding BTS or its members carries significant weight not only artistically, but also economically. The particular decision that sparked controversy is believed to involve the coordination of BTS's upcoming schedules, specifically how to balance group commitments with solo activities. Following the group's temporary shift to focus on individual projects during the members' mandatory military service period, HYBE faces the challenge of sustaining BTS's global relevance while respecting each member's career trajectory. Jungkook, for example, has already released solo music that achieved international chart success, while Taehyung has ventured into both music and acting. Aligning these projects with the group's eventual reunion requires strategic planning, and it appears that HYBE's approach did not align with Jungkook and Taehyung's personal preferences or professional ambitions. One interpretation of the situation is that HYBE sought to enforce a strict timetable for releases and promotional activities. From a corporate perspective, this is logical. Maintaining momentum is critical in the entertainment industry, especially when competition is fierce and fan attention spans are limited. However, for artists, rigid scheduling can sometimes feel restrictive, particularly when they wish to pursue more experimental or individualized creative paths. Jungkook, often praised for his diverse musical abilities, may desire greater flexibility in choosing collaborators or styles. Taehyung, known for his distinctive artistic direction, may similarly wish for autonomy in shaping his projects without being confined to predetermined deadlines. Another possible dimension of the disagreement concerns international promotions. HYBE has been aggressive in expanding BTS's presence in Western markets, securing appearances on American television, award shows, and global partnerships. While this has undoubtedly elevated BTS's profile, it also requires extensive commitments, travel, and alignment with global industry cycles. The response from ARMY highlights how significant this issue has become. Fans closely monitor even the smallest decisions, from promotional schedules to public statements, interpreting them as indicators of deeper dynamics. In this case, the perception that Jungkook and Taehyung are resisting HYBE's control has amplified concerns about the company's management style. Whether or not those concerns are fully justified, they demonstrate the level of scrutiny under which HYBE operates. In summary, HYBE's decision and the resulting disagreement reflects the broader challenges of managing a global phenomenon within the constraints of corporate strategy. The company must ensure profitability, consistency, and investor confidence, while the artists seek creative freedom, personal growth, and authentic expression. The clash between these priorities lies at the heart of the current controversy. As the narrative unfolds, it is not simply a story about one company or two artists. Instead, it is a microcosm of the tension that exists across the entertainment industry worldwide, the struggle to reconcile business imperatives with artistic integrity. In the chapters ahead, this article will delve deeper into Jungkook's and Taehyung's perspectives individually, providing further insight into why they may feel compelled to challenge HYBE's direction and how this might shape the future of BTS as both a group and a cultural institution. When analyzing the situation between Jungkook, Taehyung, and HYBE, it is useful to examine each member's perspective individually. In this chapter, the focus will be on Jungkook, his career trajectory, artistic goals, and possible reasons for resisting HYBE's decision. Understanding his point of view requires a closer look at his background, his achievements within BTS and as a solo artist, and the broader context in which he operates as a global celebrity. Jungkook, born John Jungkook in 1997, has often been referred to as the golden magne of BTS. The term magne refers to the youngest member of a group, and in BTS, Jungkook has embodied this role while simultaneously becoming one of its most versatile and dynamic figures. Since BTS's debut, Jungkook has demonstrated a rare combination of talents. He is a powerful vocalist, a skilled dancer, a capable songwriter, and increasingly, a producer. His ability to adapt across musical genres, from pop and R&B to hip-hop and ballads, has made him a central figure in BTS's musical identity. Over the years, Jungkook has also built a strong presence as a solo artist. His performances of solo tracks such as Euphoria and My Time have been widely celebrated, not only for their vocal quality, but also for the emotional resonance they bring to BTS's discography. More recently, his solo releases and collaborations have achieved significant commercial success, charting internationally and introducing him to a broader audience outside of the group. For Jungkook, these accomplishments represent both artistic validation and an expansion of his identity beyond BTS. It is within this context that HYBE's decision becomes particularly relevant. For an artist like Jungkook, who is seeking to define himself individually while remaining loyal to the group, flexibility and creative freedom are essential. HYBE's reported insistence on strict scheduling and coordinated corporate strategies may feel restrictive, limiting his ability to explore artistic directions that align with his vision. While the company is motivated by the need to ensure profitability and consistency, Jungkook's personal goals may prioritize artistic experimentation, long-term credibility, and the pursuit of projects that feel authentic to him. One of the defining aspects of Jungkook's artistry is his commitment to growth. He has often described himself as someone who seeks continuous improvement, striving to perfect his skills and expand his range. This mindset suggests that he values the opportunity to challenge himself creatively, whether by experimenting with new genres, collaborating with international artists, or exploring other aspects of performance such as directing and production. A corporate timetable that dictates when and how his projects are released could potentially conflict with this personal ambition. Another layer of complexity is Jungkook's role as a global public figure. His popularity extends far beyond South Korea, with millions of fans across Asia, North America, Europe, and beyond. This global reach provides him with opportunities to collaborate internationally, but it also brings pressures. Western music markets, for example, operate differently from the K-pop industry in terms of release strategies, promotional cycles, and creative control. For Jungkook, Navigating these markets may require a degree of independence that is not always compatible with HYBE's approach, which is designed to serve both domestic and international goals simultaneously. Jungkook's position within BTS also influences his perspective. As the youngest member, he has grown up under the guidance of his older groupmates and the structure of the agency.